Game of Thrones, what we've seen so far, what we wish to see, what we hope to see, what we expect to see. We are bearing down on the last confirmed 2 seasons of Game of Thrones as they speculate that they are going to go ahead and kill the show at the end of the 8th season. I just got done myself because unlike Chris, I don't have HBO and cable, so I have to wait for everything to be transported to mobile devices and all this other crap. So basically I'm behind, but that's okay because I binge watched the hell out of season 6. I thought it was awesome. I literally killed it in like 99% of it in one sitting, and then the last episode I saved for the next day because I was just like all cracked out, just from binging. But Chris, first of all, you've seen all of them up to this point, right?
Yeah, I've caught up to all the TV shows. I've never read the books.
Me neither. Not a big book reader. Sorry. Okay, so what did you think of season 6, man?
I thought season 6 was like it felt like a gathering of all of the different sides, and it felt like they were getting ever so closer and closer together. I like the fact that. I like the fact that, and I'm going to use my phone too because I'm very bad with names, and I'm not. Right. I don't even try to remember people's names. Even on shows like this that I absolutely love.
I've got it in front of my screen too. Full disclosure, guys. I can't remember all their names. I remember their faces. So let's go.
So when Tyrion Lannister, when he got involved with the Khaleesi and everything, I thought that was interesting. It felt like
Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. Yeah.
It felt like towards the end of the season, it felt like, and I know that this is going to be misleading. That it felt like all of
spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Sorry.
It felt like this is since if you haven't figured out in the title of this video, but it felt like all of the females that were the ones that were gonna be leading the charge on all sides. It was kind of cool, but I know that's a misdirect because they didn't do it on the very final season, which is coming up in a couple of years. They did it in this season. That it felt like all of the females on all sides were the ones leading the charge to go to war against each other, and it felt and I know that's a misdirect, but I like that little aspect of it. So I like the whole season as a whole. I think it was my favorite season.
I kind of feel you on that, man. I thought that about season 5. It just keeps like this show just maturing like fine wine. I thought the same thing about 4, about 5, about 6, and now 6 is my favorite. What I did not see coming was Cersei, the queen, ascending back to the throne and basically just like wiping. I will say this. I hated the religious, the zealots, the ones that were like, shame, that were making everybody feel bad. And,
oh yeah, you were supposed to hate those guys.
I hated those dudes. And when I saw Cersei put the dragon fire or whatever it was underneath the crypts for the church. I'm sorry, spoilers, guys. And she blew them all up during her trial. I was like, fuck yes. I was just waiting for that to happen. But I didn't see her son killing himself and then her ascending back to the throne. But maybe that's the way she planned it the whole time, because that lady is twisted, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if that, but well, no, because as twisted as she was, she loved her kids. I mean, that she really, really loved her kids, and she always felt bad because she knew that without his wife, that she could control him, and without the church,
right? She did tell Gregor the Mountain to stop him, and at first I thought he was trying to kill him, but then I was like, oh no,
yeah,
he just didn't want him to go to the court.
So yeah, so she cared for her kids. So yeah, it would have been a waste of time if she really wanted him dead. She would have just let him go and blow up. But
it's true.
But I think her kids were her link to her humanity, and now that they're all hungry, I think she's like unchained now.
Do you think she's going to turn into the Wicked Witch of the West, and she's going to be the sole the bad guy, besides the army of the undead, the walkers or whatever, but the human enemy to deal with from all fronts? I think she's going to be a formidable force.
I think it's a misdirect. They're setting it up so hard that it's going to come down to the Khaleesi from between the Khaleesi to against the mother of all Lannisters. I
right, the mother of all
dragons. I think it's gonna be Jon Snow at the end, fighting for that throne, and I'm thinking he's gonna get it.
Do you think we're gonna get to see a fight between Jon Snow and the Mountain?
I hope so.
Her bodyguard? Yeah, the dude's a gangster, man. Both of those fuckers are gangsters, man.
You know what? Here's something I'm speculating right now, and I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. The Mountain will not die by the hand of Jon Snow.
By the Hound.
It will not be not by the Hound. It will be Tyrion Lannister who kill. They're gonna do a David and Goliath thing with him.
You think the midget's gonna take down the Mountain?
I think it will. He took down a lot of people in a couple of beginning seasons. So I'm thinking, just for the visual, just for the whole biblical thing of it, I'm thinking that it would be kick ass if the Mountain knocks down a whole army and he's taken down by Tyrion Lannister. That would be awesome. I would cheer.
So Chris is calling Tyrion Lannister is going to take down Gregor Clegane, aka the Mountain, and a mano a mano at the end of the last season if he makes it to the end of the season.
It sets itself up perfectly for a visual, a David and Goliath visual. Yeah, it's just perfect.
He is the scariest individual in the show.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he'll swoop down on the dragon, and burn him up or something. Who knows? But I think it'll be interesting if he brought him down. Any predictions from your end?
Man, that's a good speculation about. Okay, so I was thinking either that Jon Snow would take down Gregor Clegane, the Mountain, or we would see the brother. I think, Sandor, who is the Hound. I was thinking maybe at the end, because there's that legendary rivalry where the Mountain held the Hound's face against the stove, which is why he's all cooked. So I was thinking, because
that's the guy who burnt.
That's his brother. They're brothers.
That would make you. I was about to say that would make him his brother. Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. So maybe if
I pull back my prediction. Then it's going to be the Hound. You're right. It's probably going to be the Hound
versus the Mountain.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But it still would be cool to see Tyrion take down the Mountain. I will say this: the Hound did not get. He got very minimal screen time in this season, but the way
he was in,
it meant something. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like he was almost like starting to be reformed. We had a guest star. I can never remember the guy from Deadwood, Shane Clark or Dan Clark or something like. I can't remember his. I can't remember his name. But he was the leader of the little village that the guy who found him after Brienne whooped his ass. I don't know if you remember that fight where she smashed his head and threw him off a cliff. That was probably the most badass fight in the whole show I've seen yet.
I'm curious on what's going to happen between the Kingslayer, Mr. Lannister, and what's her name, Brienne of Tarth.
Oh yeah. There was
Captain Phasma.
That weird kind of vibe between them.
Yeah, I mean that little wave goodbye and the fact that he let her go and whatnot.
Right.
I know they haven't had sex or anything like that, and she's shown that she's feeling something for him, and then and the fact that he feels something for her, it's obvious, and he feels weird about it. Probably because his own sister would be like, "Really, her over this? Really?"
Right. Well, if you notice, like one of the last scenes in the show, he looked over at his sister Cersei when she was at the Crown, and he did not smile back at her. He's just like, "Fuck."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I think with the kids, I think now that all the kids are gone, I'm thinking their thread is now severed. She's probably feeling because she loves power more than she loves her brother. Come on, absolutely. So he's beneath him now, and that's just a fact. Wouldn't technically he be the king isn't he? Is she older or is she?
I don't know.
I mean, I would think the
she is older than him.
But isn't it the older male? Usually they would go for the male. Like even what's his name that was redeemed? That was like that crazy guy's slave for a while. I think he's the younger brother, but they still asked why didn't he want to take the crown of his village? And then he said no, my sister's the best person.
His choice, Theon was, I'm a broken man. I don't even have a cock. My sister is way tougher than me. Obviously,
my sister's got a bigger one than I do.
Hillary over here. Come on. But as far as the Jaime and Cersei, Jaime has absolutely no claim to anything. He's been ousted and disgraced.
That's why I'm saying it's interesting that they're making it so gear centric towards the women, and I would be okay with it if the majority of the survivors were the warrior women, but I feel like it's a mystery. I feel like they're setting it up, and it's gonna happen throughout maybe season 7, and then they're gonna switch and go, hey, okay, we gave the end of season 6 and all of season 7 to the girl power movement, and then we're gonna give it right back to the guys for the last season. It's gonna come down probably the battle of the sexes. Maybe it's gonna come down to a guy and probably Snow and the Lannister and the mother of all Lannisters.
I will say this: you are right. I don't know where they're going with it, but you are right. This show is women. Majority of the power is within the women. I mean, even
right now,
yeah, even Arya Stark, the little girl who was trying to join the Faceless Men or whatever. That
Jean Grey.
Arya Stark. The last scene we see her in this season is when she fed that man his own sons.
Oh yeah.
She's like, "Where's my sons? They're here. They're already here. Where are they?
Yeah.
They're
oh
right
no, yeah,
here."
not Jean Grey. Oh yeah, Arya Stark. But yeah, even she is. I knew she was gonna. I know she's gonna make it all the way towards the end. If she goes, I'm gonna be pissed. Everything that she's gone through is she did it alone. That's the thing I like about her character, and I think that she still hasn't. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, she still hasn't reunited. She met up with her protector that her mother asked her to go find her.
Brienne met back up with her, and then they got
no. She found Jean Grey's character. What's her name? Sansa. She found Sansa, and Sansa apologized and said, "Yeah, I should have went with you when you first told me to." But Arya, she still hasn't connected. She knows that they're alive, but she hasn't found them yet. Right?
She's on like a path of vengeance at this point.
She's but she's almost there where her brother and sister are. She's closer than she was from the beginning. I'm wondering how that's gonna be. That scene is gonna go down, man. When she finally connects back with when Jon Snow and Sansa, if that's when a death is gonna happen. I'm hoping, because she's been on her own for so long, survived so much. Is that when she's gonna die? When she finally sees her sister again?
Just by the rule of numbers here, there's too many Starks left over. We got Sansa Stark, Bran Stark, Jon Snow, technically half Stark, and Arya Stark. One of them is
a half Stark anymore. If that crazy dude could earn his name, I think Jon Snow earned his name years ago.
I think, well, now that the North, everybody's wanting him to be the king of the North. Even the people who didn't support him in the previous seasons and during previous battles, they're like, "Oh shit,
well, he can come back."
You, Jon Snow. I'm so glad they brought him back. I'm so glad they brought him back. And you know what? What was her name? The witch, the one we got to see,
the red witch.
Yeah, Melisandre. I thought that they tried to completely change her character in this season to be more of like an empathetic, I'm a good guy, don't hate me, I'm sorry that I'm evil, but I am's what I am, you know?
Yeah, well, it kind of did. I mean, I only did what I saw what the gods wanted me to do. And I just, maybe she felt now, she's like, okay, I must have misread it. I didn't, or either that or maybe they don't even know, these gods that are, because obviously there's some power there. She brought the guy back from the dead.
Right.
But maybe what we're learning is even these so-called gods, even though they have power, they don't know. They don't really predict the future. They wanted a certain thing and it didn't work out. So now it's like, now we want this other thing, and just tell them that that's what I really meant the whole time. Like, no, you're exiled. Get out of here. You burnt that little girl and you're out.
Yeah, man. What you did was fucked up.
Back from that. That's like that's like Ben Ben Solo killing Han. You're not coming back from that. There's no redeeming yourself after you've gone that far into the dark side. You're not. I don't care if you saved the day at the end. You still killed Han Solo. You're out of here, buddy.
So 3 things. What do you think is going to happen with the boy who is the 3-eyed raven now? The paralyzed Stark boy. Also, what's going to happen with Jorah Mormont, who was the right-hand man, so to speak, to the mother of all dragons, who got attacked, and he's starting to change or whatever. That stone crap is on his arm. And what do you think is going to happen with Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer?
Yeah, well, yeah. Just to wrap it up, the Jonah, what's his name? Jonah? What's his the boy that
Jorah or Jorah? Yeah.
he I don't know why. I mean, his side story is interesting enough, but it's not.
He's
It's not
disposable.
my favorite. He's very disposable. Maybe he'll meet the witch, and maybe something
Right?
will happen out there.
I think you're right.
Maybe
I think
she'll
you're fucking
heal
right.
him. Maybe she'll heal him. Maybe he'll die. I don't know.
I
If
do
if,
love
if
you,
he gets
Deandra.
healed, it's like ever since he became crippled.
Bran,
I don't
Bran
know.
Stark?
His story got more interesting, and at the same time, I was bored every time I saw him because everything else.
He's just always being dragged around with his milky eyes. I mean, that's,
well, I mean, like I said, the story is good. It's just that everything else around him was that much more exciting.
but that
And
Hodo,
that's what-
that Hodo
Yeah.
scene.
That whole scene was great. That scene, but everything else around. I mean, with the Jon Snow stuff and everything with the wildlings and whatnot, everything and the dragons and whatnot. It's just all the other scenes made those scenes with Hodo and him seem more slower. But a lot of it is important. I'm hoping that the witch will run into him and heal his legs. That's what I'm hoping for. Your other question was, I think you said about the dragon.
Jamie, what happened? Oh yeah, so we're. Oh, real quick before I even go into that, I honestly gotta say that Hodor, the one who's like Hodor, that's all he ever says. That scene where we get to see Hodor die holding the door, and we find out that that's why he says Hodor is it's an abbreviation of hold the door, and he's holding back the walkers. That was like the most emotional death in the whole series for me. So
yeah,
like,
even Barack Obama had to take a moment after he said
Hodor.
That was tough, man.
It was awesome, though. I still think that this has the best special effects of any show ever made. Period. The budget.
There's millions of dollars going into each episode, man. They make their money back. It's very interesting how well they're doing. Your second question?
Yeah. So what do you think is ultimately going to happen with Bran Stark, and what do you think is ultimately going to happen to Jaime Lannister?
Bran Stark.
Yeah, the crippled Stark boy.
Either he's going to be healed or he's going to die. That's my only prediction. I mean, I don't see it unless he aligns himself or maybe he then also joins up with the dragon team and then that becomes the bridge between the Lannisters and the Khaleesi clan. I don't know. So I feel like there should be some bridge to if there might be a misdirect, and we all think it's going to be between one group and the Lannisters, the Lannister clan. It might be a misdirect. It might be the two the two sides that we're cheering for, Khaleesi versus the Jon Snow. That might be the final battle. But that makes it more gut wrenching. And maybe he will be on Khaleesi's side instead of on his brother Jon Snow's side. That I don't know. I just like I said, either he'll be healed or he'll be killed.
Yeah,
healed or killed.
All right, so
that's my prediction.
What's going to happen with the Kingslayer? Because we sort of seen his character go from evil to not evil anymore now.
Oh, he's dead. Once he
you think Cersei's going to kill him?
The moment he disappoints his sister, now that she's the queen, officially, he's out of here. He is not long for this show. I feel like that's if it doesn't happen in season 7, I'll be shocked.
So you think Jaime Lannister?
He's not going to make it to season 8.
No.
I'll be surprised if he makes it to season 8. I'll just leave it at that.
Because Cersei now has a throne and doesn't need him.
He has a throne, and he's now starting to have a heart, and Cersei ain't got time for that.
She don't want it. She wants somebody who's equally fucked up as Cersei,
which he was. That's why they had all them fucked up kids.
Yeah.
but now that he's like the kids are gone, and I shouldn't have did that in the first place, and I know, and I don't know what it is about this other woman.
He's like the Grinch. His heart's coming in.
His heart. Yeah, the second his hand got chopped off, his heart grew 10 times slower that day. Yeah, and it was weird, but no. So now that he's good, he's dead. He's as good as dead.
So we basically only have 2 more characters to talk about. One, Peter Baelish, or they call him Littlefinger, the brothel owner, the one that turned over Sansa sold her. And then the other one is Dario Naharis, who was the boyfriend who just got fired by the Mother of Dragons. What do you think is going to happen to them boys?
Now that he revealed that he was
in love with Sansa.
No, that he was sick. right? And
Who?
with that skin disease,
No,
right?
you're thinking of Mormont. I'm talking about
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about the Uncle Peter Baelish, who is he used to be the brothel owner, and he everybody calls him Littlefinger. He's got like the gray stripes on the side, and he's always all like immaculately dressed. But he's the
guy
uncle to
the
Sansa
guy that's in
Stark.
love with Sansa.
Sansa, yeah. So what do
Once
you
he
think is
was
gonna happen
trying to
with
get
him?
with the first he was trying to get with the mother, now he's trying to get with the daughter.
The one who, he pushed that bitch out the moonroof. I want to see the little man fly. Yeah, that guy. So what's gonna happen with Baelish?
Oh, I feel like I feel like season 7 is his last season too.
All
I
right.
feel like he should have died a long time ago. I wouldn't have let him
He's
live
a
this long.
bastard, dude. He really is a fucking asshole. He's
got resources, but
he's all about
I think he's outlived his usefulness.
He will just fuck anybody at any time. It really doesn't matter. He just has no conscience when it comes to that shit.
Exactly, and I think that Tyrone, what's his name? I keep wanting to say Tyrone, but Tyrion Lannister. I think he's got more of a silver tongue than he does. So I think at the end of the day, I think he's dead. He's not gonna. I don't know. I just feel like he's backed himself into a corner for the last time, and now he's on thin ice. And I think
he fucked up selling Sansa back over to Ramses Bolton, the guy who was torturing everybody.
He redeemed himself a little bit by bringing that army, but
because he's the reason that that Sansa,
Jon Snow survived.
Yeah, that the one that Peter Baelish is the whole reason that she had to marry Ramses Bolton, the guy who was torturing and cutting dicks off and all this. Yeah, he's the reason that happened to her.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they've tolerated him for the last time, and it's only a matter of time until she calls in that chip, and it's like he calls in that chip and it's like, you know what? No, you betrayed us and you've humiliated us for the last time. They're gonna get 100% what they need from him when the split second that they feel they need nothing else from him or there's nothing else he can provide.
You know who I hope kills him?
I hope she kills him. But who? The
Brienne of Tar. Oh, she picks his ass up and breaks his fucking spine. That's a huge.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly how he should die. It should be by the hands of a woman. It should be
big ass Brienne of Tar.
My protector. I won't sully my own hands. I'll let her do it.
Yeah, be like, don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. My predictions, man. That's what I feel should happen.
Lastly, what do you think is going to happen with the Mother of Dragons ex-boyfriend Dario Naharis, or was it Dario Naharis? The one that she said, because remember after she acquired the fleet from the guys who tried to raid the temple, and so she's got all this huge fleet of ships, and then she was telling him at the very end of the season that I can't take you with me. I can't have my lover. I've got to marry somebody, and she basically just like let him go.
Yeah, you think maybe he'll portray her somehow?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like. I hope he does.
As powerful as she is, she and the sad thing is she might not even see it coming. That's why I'm thinking it's a mystery, because from the very beginning it's being set up that she will be there for the final fight, and I'm feeling like everything that we feel is destined to happen is going to be the thing that's not going to happen.
You think he's going to stick her with that knife he's so attached to, the one with the woman on it?
Oh. I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. I don't want her to. I feel like the only way she can be killed off the show is by betrayal. That's how. Like Caesar. Caesar's death is probably the only thing that can get close. Her letting her guard down seems to be the only way to get to her.
So pretty much, hasn't really let it down. Most untouchable. Daenerys Targaryen is the most untouchable character with those dragons and the huge army and the Unsullied and all that shit.
You're right. So she's the only one that, I mean, she's been captured before. She's always had a held up, and anything that was about to happen to her, good or bad, she's always been ready for it. I'm thinking she's gonna let her guard down, and then that's when it's gonna happen.
All right, guys. So those are kind of our prediction about character by character what's going to happen, and I apologize if we left any of them out. But what do you think are the big events? Do you think this is actually leading up to? Is this going to be where we literally have armies trying to storm the Iron Throne, or I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
That I can't.
I don't even know, dude.
Like, I don't even want to speculate because
it's like so spread out. The battles are so far away. It's like, where are they going to have the final fight? I know there's going to be a final fight. I think
that they have multiple. They know the ending. I mean, the awkward thing about it is recently, even though he hasn't finished the books, and the show is now detached from that. So for the sake of the show, to keep going on their own direction.
George R.R. Martin.
They still had a executive meeting and sit down with George R.R. Martin to ask him exactly how he sees the whole thing ending, because they are afraid that because he's out of shape, he's up there in the years, they're afraid that he might die. And they didn't want him to die. I mean, this is not them saying this officially, but in so many words, it's like,
finish the books.
Can you not finish the books, but okay, at least tell us how you feel like it's gonna end, because I mean, ever since his career blew up, I mean, he's been going out partying, and he's been living the life. He's been living the dream, and he's not getting any younger. And they're afraid. I'm just saying, they're not gonna say it out loud. They're not gonna say it in public. But it's like, come on. The truth is, they're afraid that he might pass away before the last book is written. So it's like, okay, for the sake of the show, just tell us how it's gonna end, and then we'll incorporate it. That way, if you do die before the show ends or the book ends, then your wishes will still be granted.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the politest way to put it. Otherwise. Right. I'm sure they didn't go into the room. The HBO exec was like, "Look, you're not gonna. Yeah, you're unhealthy.
You're not getting any younger, George.
Just write it down right now. Just tell me in my ear or something.
Give me the goddamn recipe to Coca-Cola."
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think that on top of that, even though the HBO knows now how the story is supposed to end in his mind, I think that if fans speculate enough and they get anywhere near the actual truth, I think they have a few other curveballs they can always throw in there at the between now and then change it up just a tad, but still fulfill his wishes.
I will make one speculation before we go, guys. I will speculate by the end of the series of this, we will see the biggest, most balls out, most epic spectacle ever seen on TV. They're going to throw everything that they got at this. This is going to be they may even throw the budget of a full-length, huge, multi-$100-million movie to make this series finale and this bigger than the goddamn Lord of the Rings. I speculate that.
Oh, that finale is going to be at least 2 or 3 hours long. That finale will be 2 hours.
It's going to be huge. We're going to see the biggest thing ever on TV.
The biggest thing ever. I mean, it's just Sopranos meets Breaking Bad meets
Braveheart.
Meets MASH, meets all, I mean, in a whole amalgam of awesome. It's going to have so many curse words. It's going to be some sex scenes. It's going to be a 30-minute episode. It's going to be a 30-minute segue to just one sex scene. It's going to be awesome.
Man.
There's going to be so many boobs and dragons. Your head will spin. Believe me, folks. Believe me.
I'm telling you guys, I can't wait, but I don't want to. I don't want the series to end, but unfortunately, everything that has a beginning has an end. So, guys, in the meantime, please let us know what you think. Leave some comments below down there. Click and subscribe. Give us suggestions. Every time we hit 100 subs, we're going to be giving away tickets. We're almost to the point where we're going to start giving away consoles. So, Chris, I give it to you.
And in conclusion, a Lannister always pays his debts.